Picture this, the mid-19th century Massachusetts, a state brimming with tension and anticipation. As the clouds of conflict began to gather, Massachusetts found itself at the heart of the storm, its strong abolitionist sentiment acting as a beacon of hope for those enslaved in the South. The political scene was a cauldron of turmoil, with the state's leaders grappling with the weighty decision of whether to stand with their fellow northern states or remain neutral in the impending Civil War. In the midst of this chaos, Governor John A. Andrew emerged as a beacon of resolve. A staunch abolitionist, he rallied the state, invoking a spirit of unity and resilience. His fiery speeches and unwavering stance energized the people of Massachusetts, sparking a flame of defiance that spread throughout the state. As the nation teetered on the brink of war, Massachusetts was a powder keg ready to explode. With the first shots fired at Fort Sumter, the Civil War was underway, and Massachusetts found itself in the heart of the conflict. Even though the war's brutal battles did not scar the Massachusetts landscape, the state held a pivotal role in the Union struggle. Despite the absence of battles on Massachusetts soil, the state was far from a silent spectator. Massachusetts answered the call to arms with fervor, contributing over 150,000 men to the Union Army. These brave souls, many of whom were volunteers, fought in key battles across the nation, from the fields of Gettysburg to the banks of the Mississippi. While the men were away, the home front was also buzzing with activity. Massachusetts' industrial towns and cities became powerhouses, producing much-needed supplies for the Union Army. From textiles to weapons, the state's factories worked tirelessly to support the war effort. In the political arena, Massachusetts leaders maneuvered skillfully. Governor John A. Andrew, a staunch abolitionist, rallied support for the war, ensuring that the state remained firmly behind the Union cause. His efforts were echoed by other influential figures, who used their platforms to promote the Union's goals. Massachusetts citizens felt the impact of the war keenly. From the families who bid farewell to their sons, husbands, and fathers, to the workers in factories and docks, the war touched every corner of the state. While Massachusetts may not have witnessed the bloodshed of battlefields like Gettysburg or Antietam, the state was an essential cog in the Union's war machine. When the guns finally fell silent, the impact of the war was deeply felt in Massachusetts. Soldiers, bearing both the visible and invisible scars of battle, returned home to a state in transition. The war had drained the local economy, and many found it challenging to reintegrate into society. The Massachusetts economy had been bolstered during the war by supplying goods and arms to the Union forces. However, post-war, the state grappled with economic decline. Factories that once buzzed with the production of military supplies were now silent. The state government had to navigate these waters carefully, transitioning from a wartime to a peacetime economy. Yet, in the midst of these struggles, Massachusetts played a crucial role in the Reconstruction era. The state became a beacon of progress, advocating for civil rights and creating opportunities for newly freed African Americans. This period saw Massachusetts leading the charge in education reform and labor rights, setting a precedent for the rest of the nation. The war had brought profound changes and challenges. Families were torn apart, communities were shattered, and the state's economy was in a state of flux. But Massachusetts emerged resilient, turning the trials of the war into a catalyst for change. In the wake of the Civil War, Massachusetts, like the rest of the nation, faced a long and challenging road to recovery. The echoes of the Civil War still resonate in Massachusetts today. The state's landscape is marked with poignant memorials and monuments, silent yet powerful reminders of our past. Scholars tirelessly delve into this era, unearthing new insights about this pivotal time. To see what happened in your state during the Civil War, click the playlist that's on your screen, and thanks for watching.